Here's your wrestling news for October 10th, 2020. And your headlines for today include: Alberto Del Rio faces possible life in prison. Major updates to WWE Hell in a Cell 2020 pay-per-view. 4 reasons why the New Day were split. Kofi Kingston receives a new challenge. WWE email concerning Matt Riddle's situation leaked. Paige says her neck feels wonderful. AEW star issues a challenge. Triple H likes a tweet joking about Lars Sullivan's uncovered past. Several tributes for Eddie Guerrero on his 53rd birthday, Aalyah Mysterio contract status, and more. We're kicking off with some huge Alberto Del Rio news, as the former WWE champion is potentially facing life in prison. In May, Del Rio was arrested on charges including forcing himself on a woman and attacking her, and this week was indicted by a grand jury in Texas. PW Insider are reporting that Del Rio is being charged with aggravated kidnapping in the first degree, which means he could face between 5 to 99 years in prison and/or up to a $10,000 fine. If Del Rio can prove he released the alleged victim voluntarily, though, his sentence could be between 2 to 20 years and/or a $10,000 fine if he's found guilty. According to the police report, Del Rio forced himself on the woman for several hours with a variety of objects, tied her hands with boxing straps, and punched her in the back during the attack. This is clearly a very concerning story and isn't the first time Del Rio has had a run-in with the law, and we'll continue to monitor this story as more information is made available. WWE news next, as last night's SmackDown saw some huge additions to Hell in a Cell. On SmackDown, Roman Reigns added a stipulation to his Universal title match with Jey Uso, making it the first ever Hell in a Cell I Quit match. The Blue Brand also saw Bayley retaining her SmackDown Women's title via DQ against Sasha Banks, causing the Boss to challenge her former best friend to a Hell in a Cell match, and though it hasn't been confirmed, it's obviously going to happen. If the Bayley-Banks match does happen, that'll be the 3rd Cell match of this year's show, as the WWE is looking to leave the Thunderdome with a bang on October 25th. This week's SmackDown was also night 1 of the WWE Draft, and whilst many superstars found new homes, perhaps the most emotional pick was moving Big E to SmackDown after Kofi and Xavier Woods had already been drafted to SmackDown. This means the group is officially no more, ending one of the most popular stables in years, and here are 4 reasons why the New Day was split up. 4. Retribution has unfinished business with Kofi Kingston. From an initial glance, the New Day and Retribution have nothing in common. While the group of anarchists are relatively new, especially compared to the New Day's 6-year tenure in WWE, there is history between the two factions that goes back to early 2019. Fans will remember that Mustafa Ali was scheduled for a huge push after being called up to SmackDown, a push that could have seen him become WWE Champion at WrestleMania. Unfortunately, an injury pushed Ali out, and when his replacement Kofi Kingston gave an incredible performance in that year's Elimination Chamber, fans rallied behind Kofi, causing Kofi Mania and eventually his crowning as WWE Champion. Ali clearly hasn't forgotten what happened, as after Kofi and Xavier Woods were drafted, he tweeted an ominous "Hello Kofi" at the news. Ali is now a heel and could be looking at revenge for the man who he feels stole his WrestleMania moment, and with Retribution behind him, the Cruiserweight could do just that. 3. The New Day's split was long overdue. The New Day have done everything there is in WWE, from going from annoying heels to one of the most beloved teams of all time. Last night, the group captured their 7th SmackDown Tag Team title reign, in addition to being 2-time WWE Tag Team Champions, including having the longest reign ever with the gold. With a WWE title under their belt, the 2019 Match of the Year, and even being the hosts of WrestleMania 33, the group has nothing left to accomplish, which explains why they were split. If the trio of Woods, Kofi, and Big E had stayed together, it's likely they would have continued doing the same thing they've been doing for years, winning and losing the tag titles against the same set of tag teams. Now, all 3 men have a chance to do something different, and whilst we can't say for certain that all 3 superstars will flourish with this new dynamic, it's good to see something different from the 3. Number 2. The SmackDown Tag Team title controversy. Whilst Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are going to Raw without Big E, they're not going alone, as they're taking the SmackDown Tag Team titles with them. Now, we don't know what the future of the titles are, and the fate of the blue titles could play a part in upcoming storylines. Unlike the women's tag titles, which are defended across all brands, the Raw and SmackDown titles are exclusive to their respective brands. And if both sets of titles stay on Raw for long, then we could see a unification match between the Street Profits and the New Day. It's also possible that the New Day could drop the titles at the company's next inter-brand event, Hell in a Cell, ideally to a SmackDown team, which would take the gold back to Team Blue. One thing's for certain is that there's plenty of intrigue in the SmackDown tag titles, and we'll have to wait and see where they end up. Number 1. Big plans for Big E. Whilst Big E being left on his own without his New Day brothers may be sad, it also provides a literal golden opportunity for the powerhouse. For the past 5 years, Big E has been seen as a tag team star, and whilst being 1/3 of a popular team is still a huge accolade, there is a glass ceiling in WWE by being associated with a team. Most recently, Big E has shown his skills in singles action, and now that he's on his own, he could be heading to a championship feud with Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. In fact, there's no reason for Big E's singles push to stop there, as he could later challenge Universal Champion Roman Reigns once the Tribal Chief is out of contenders. Whatever the case, it's clear that the New Day's split isn't as bad as it first seemed, and with the group having their farewell match on next week's SmackDown against Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Sheamus, on a show which will also see Roman Reigns defend his Universal title against Braun Strowman, fans will get one last look at their incredibly successful stable on what's going to be a stacked season premiere of SmackDown. Now, earlier this year, indie wrestler Candy Cartwright claimed that Matt Riddle forced himself on her, leading to a defamation lawsuit against her by the King of Bros. This week, Cartwright, real name Samantha Tavel, leveled a $10 million lawsuit at Riddle, Evolve, who she said knowingly allowed this to happen, Evolve owner Gabe Sapolsky, and WWE, who she claims took away bookings to protect Riddle. Though neither Sapolsky or WWE have received their suit as of yet, Tavel isn't waiting around, as she posted an email from WWE ref and extra talent liaison Drake Wertz, who seemingly confirmed WWE took bookings away from her. The January 31st email reads as follows: Samantha, I regret to inform you that we will have to cancel your booking for this Wednesday, February 5th, as well as March 4th. Apparently, there were some past issues I wasn't aware of with you and one of our talent that would not make for an ideal work environment. Good luck to you in your career. Whilst this seemingly proves WWE took bookings away from her, she'll still need to prove that this was due to the actions of Riddle, who has admitted to having an affair with Tavel, but claims everything was consensual. We'll have to see where this situation leads, but for now, it could very well end up in court. Back to SmackDown next, and after over a year out thanks to a knee injury, Lars Sullivan returned to the ring. We previously reported that the Freak's name was coming up once more in backstage creative team meetings, as they were given orders to figure something out for his return. That something came in the form of Sullivan's return on this week's SmackDown, where he destroyed the team of Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle after their victory over John Morrison and The Miz. After commentary praised his ability, Stephanie McMahon confirmed that Sullivan would be added to Monday's draft pool, with no mention of Mitch Bennett, the name he went by in his younger years as an adult film actor. Speaking of Bennett, many Twitter users brought up the Freak's past when he returned, and that caught the attention of Triple H. When a Sasha Banks fan account posted their favorite Lars Sullivan match, followed by a screenshot of one of his films, the game hit that like button, an act that was quickly screenshotted. Whilst it's possible the game found this funny, it's just as likely that he hit the like button by accident, and whatever the case, Sullivan is back, and no doubt hoping to make fans forget the name Mitch Bennett. Though the Freak is now heading to SmackDown, he wasn't the only shocking draft pick, as Seth Rollins is also coming to Team Blue. One of the few superstars to never change brands since the 2016 brand split, that finally changed last night, as Rollins is no longer the Monday Night Messiah. It's hard to imagine Raw without the Architect, but one thing we do know is that it's a game-changing move. Rollins wasn't the only big-name move to SmackDown, as Rey and Dominic Mysterio were also moved, allowing their feud to continue on Friday nights, though there's no word from Murphy, Rollins' disciple, who he's also feuding with. We're interested to see how this feud plays out now on a different brand, and hopefully this will allow for more of a focus on the talented Dominic Mysterio. One person who couldn't be drafted this week was PAIGE, who retired from the ring in 2018 but has shown signs that a comeback may be imminent. On Twitter, PAIGE recently shared a photo of the neck brace she had to wear for the last 2 years of her in-ring career, and said that after 6 screws and 2 fusions later, that her neck feels wonderful, adding, "Can you let me in, coach?" Teasing a return to the ring caught the attention of AEW's Britt Baker, who challenged the former SmackDown GM to a match, saying, "Let's wrestle." A match between Baker and PAIGE would certainly be a huge deal, though unlikely given that PAIGE is retired and they're in separate companies, but we know never to say never in the world of pro wrestling. In 2005, Eddie Guerrero passed away far too soon, and yesterday would have marked Latino Heat's 53rd birthday. Online, fans and wrestlers alike posted their tributes to the Hall of Famer, including Rey Mysterio, who said he would have felt blessed if Eddie was alive to see Dominic's career take off. CM Punk paid his own tribute, showing him at a WWE live event in Texas with a sign calling the Lone Star State Eddie Guerrero country. 15 years after his passing, and the wrestling world continues to mourn the loss of Eddie, proving why he's considered one of the greatest ever. Back to the ring now, and we've got news from Aalyah Mysterio, as her brother's not the only one impressing folks backstage. The 19-year-old was brought in to play a role in her family's battle with Seth Rollins, but now has a much wider role, siding with Murphy against the newly drafted SmackDown star. According to sources, Vince McMahon is becoming a big fan of Aalyah, and said that fans shouldn't be surprised if Vince offers her a full-time contract in the future. They added, "She's great to work with, she's eager to learn, and if she wants to pursue a career here or anywhere in the entertainment world, then I think she would be successful." Aalyah hasn't had a match yet, or even learned to take bumps, and whilst she may not be challenging for Asuka's Raw Women's title anytime soon, don't expect either of Rey Mysterio's kids to be going away anytime soon. And we're ending today with WWE's new edict, as superstars have had to hand over their Twitch and Cameo accounts to WWE, who will receive all the money earned and give a percentage back to the talent. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was noted that certain stars are feeling the pinch more, as they reported, "In this situation, the women are losing out the most, since a lot of them have been able to make a good deal of money from their fan bases through Twitch and Cameo." It was also noted that everyone is mad, but aside from PAIGE recently tweeting about unions which got a reply from Zelina Vega, nobody has spoken up against the new rule. We'll have to see if anyone stands up against Vince McMahon's new edict, but for now, it seems WWE is continuing to do as they please with their contracted independent contractors.